Well, hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you're doing fantastic out there. In this video today, we have another offering from Thrunite. This is their Black Scout Survival version 6. This is in cool white, so I want to say thank you to Thrunite right off the bat for sending this light out for review. I've reviewed the other versions and I really liked them. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what's included. Now the current retail price at the time of me filming this video for this light, you can find it for around $50, but on Amazon I was actually able to find it for $39.99. So the first thing that we see here is the user manual right there, very nice, and we'll just come right to the English portion, which is right here. There is all your technical parameters, and please feel free to pause your screen if you want to read any of that information. And then right down here there is some information on how to operate the flashlight. And on this model, it's really simple to operate this flashlight. So we're going to get to that in this video. Right here you can see there's a lanyard. There is 2 replacement tail cap switch O-rings. There is a charge port cover replacement as well as a switch replacement silicone. So I like that they give you all of these extras with this light. Right here you can see this little bag. There is a dual direction pocket clip for the light. So very nice steel pocket clip. Some silica gel there. There is a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. So this light is USB-C rechargeable. And then lastly, nothing left in the box there. You have a holster that you can put the light in. So you thread your belt right through or paracord if you want, and it's just a very basic holster that protects the flashlight. It has a Velcro enclosure, and of course you can see there's a nice plastic D-ring. It's very simple, very basic, but it's just enough to get the job done. Right off the bat you can see there's the charge port cover for the USB-C charging port. So you would plug in your USB-C cord there, and then right here this will turn red when you're charging and then blue when charging is complete. Now right here you can see there's a little tag that says make sure that you tighten down the tail cap switch because it might not be tight from the factory. It would be in manual lockout modes. But before we do that, I want to pull this battery out and let's take a look at the tail cap switch build. You can see it's really nice. And then the battery that's included is a 3400 milliamp hour 18650 rechargeable standard lithium ion battery. So very nice. And then looking down inside the battery tube, you can see there's a solid contact point down there. And then right here on the battery tube there's an O-ring. That's the O-ring that gives us the IPX8 waterproof rating when we thread the tail cap switch over it. Now you'll notice the thickness of the body of the flashlight. This is nice and thick, so this flashlight is going to be solid. In fact, it has an 1.5 meter impact resistant rating. It does have, like I said, when you go over this O-ring, it creates the IPX8 waterproof rating down to 2 meters. And this flashlight is not super heavy. It only weighs 97.3 grams without the battery. Operating the light is extremely simple. In fact, it reminds me of the old A-Tactical A1 or A1S. And what I mean by that is you have a switch here, and then you have a side switch or a mode switch here. So you got your main switch, and then your side switch. So the main switch, you can do a momentary thing where you just kind of half press, You see it's on Firefly right there, or you can just click it on. So it's very nice, just the half press, or you can click it on. So it's a momentary style switch. Now once the light is on, this switch, you just push it and cycle through the modes. But before we talk about that, let's go a little bit deeper and let's take a look at this strike bezel on the flashlight. This is a nice glass lens, clear reflector there, and you have a stainless steel strike bezel. I love this aggressive strike bezel that you can find on these lights. This could be very effective in a self-defense type situation. And then of course on the light you can see there's Black Scout Survival, his logo. And there's some small cuts in the side here that will help the flashlight dissipate heat. Now let's go ahead and turn the light back on. One cool thing about this light is the memory on this. So it will remember everything except for strobe. So it'll remember Firefly, low, medium, high, or even turbo. And a lot of flashlights don't have that. The knurling on the side of the flashlight is very good. And then let's take a look at that dual direction pocket clip. We'll just snap that on, and as you can see, that looks very nice. So again, turning the light on, we're just going to click that on. Firefly is half of a lumen, and on this setting it'll last for 41 days. That's crazy. And then to cycle through the modes, it's just a single press of the side switch. Now we're on low. This is 25 lumens, and this will last for 45 hours of runtime. That is a fantastic amount of light with a fantastic runtime. That's 1.87 days of runtime. Push it again, you'll see we're on medium. This is 125 lumens, and on this setting it'll last for 13 and a half hours. Push it again, there is high, 606 lumens for 3 hours and 40 minutes. Then we push it one more time and we'll get to turbo. That is extremely bright, 2,000 lumens for 1 minute. Then it drops down to prevent overheating. It'll drop down to 680 lumens for an additional 155 minutes. That is 2.58 hours after step down. Now before step down, you get 259 meters of throw out of this light, and it develops 16,800 candela. Now this light does have a strobe function, so to get to the strobe we're just going to push and hold the switch here, and right here there's a look at that 600 lumen strobe. It does not specify the distance of throw or the runtime on the strobe, but very, very cool and very effective. So again, you saw that I pushed the button again and it went back to Firefly. And so no matter what setting you're on, let's say you like that, you can turn it off and turn it back on and it'll remember that all the way up to turbo, which is just unheard of. Turn it off, turn it back on, and it's right back to turbo. A lot of lights don't do that. Now one thing that I forgot to talk about is the dimensions of the light. So we are 145.8 millimeters long. We are 25.4 millimeters at the head up here and 24.5 millimeters at the body. Now when I turn the light on, you'll notice this little indicator will illuminate as long as I'm not on Firefly. So if I'm on low, medium, high, or turbo, you can see that indicator. That is our power level indicator. Right now it's blue. Now blue is telling me that our battery life is somewhere between 21 and 100%. Now if this turns red, we're between 11 and 20%. And then in the event that you see this little indicator as a flashing red, we are somewhere between 1 and 10%. And then of course, if you're on Firefly mode or if your battery's dead, that indicator won't illuminate at all. So right now you can see we're on Firefly, no indicator. Now while we're looking at the flashlight, let's take a quicker look and take a look at this holster and see how that works. Looks like the holster does a fantastic job protecting the light. Put it in a bag or something like that and it's going to protect the flashlight. So it's very, very good, very functional. One of the biggest questions that I often get when it comes to flashlights is, will it tailstand? And the answer is yes. Even though my my table here is plastic, it will tailstand. So it's not really showing it in a very good way, but it does tailstand, so you'd have to trust me on that. If I use this little clipboard, you can see that on something like that, it does a lot better. So if you're going to set it on a bedside table or something, a glass table, it does tailstand very well. It's just the table that I'm filming with right now, it doesn't really help it tailstand very well, but take my word folks, it does tailstand. And here we have a water container. I'm going to make sure the charge port cover is in place. Let's bump it up to low and we'll drop it in the water and we'll test the IPX8 waterproof rating. Now IPX8 waterproof rating is better than 7. A lot of flashlights have 7, and it's kind of rare these days to see flashlights that actually have the IPX8 rating, and I'm very happy that this one does. So now let's go ahead and cycle through the modes. There's medium, there's high, there's turbo. Let's try strobe here. And you can see strobe works. Single press should take us down to firefly, as you can see, and everything is working well. As you could see, this light clearly passes the IPX8 waterproof testing with flying colors. So here we're looking at firefly mode. This is half of a lumen, and on this setting it lasts for 41 days of runtime. That is a fantastic amount of light. Let's go on up to low and see what we're dealing with low. Off in the distance you can see a little bit. This is 25 lumens for 45 hours. That's pretty good amount of light. That's 1.87 days of runtime. So I can do a lot with 25 lumens. Let's go ahead and bump it up to medium. This is 125 lumens for 13.5 hours of runtime. That's fantastic. Let's go up to high. This is 606 lumens for 3 hours and 40 minutes. And then of course we go up to turbo. We're looking at 2000 lumens for 1 minute. Then it will drop down to 680 lumens for 155 minutes. That's 2.58 hours. Now before the step down, let's not forget we're getting 259 meters of throw. Now strobe warning. There's our strobe. And then a single press brings us back to firefly. Right there you can see the motorcycle. And then again there's low, medium, high, and turbo. Hopefully you enjoyed those night shots. Now at the time of me filming this video, Thrunite is offering these Saber lights in black for $10 and some change. These are fantastic little flashlights. They run on a 14500 battery or a AA battery, and you just thread them on and they are waterproof down to IPX8. They do have a tail cap switch, so you got a low mode there, and then if you push it again you get a high mode. They're very bright, over 600 lumens, so $10 for this light is hard to beat. Now if you want to pick the Saber up in any other color than black, I think they're $14-15, something like that. So make sure that you're checking the description box. I'll put a link down below. Well folks, my final thoughts on this light is absolutely fantastic. Back in the day, I was a big fan of the A-Tactical A1 and the A1S. Those lights were inexpensive but high quality. And this one is like bringing those back to life. The only thing that I'm noticing that's even better about this one is it has that firefly mode where the A1 and the A1S did not. So this is an amazing light. The price point is good. I love these products. If the battery fails, it's a standard 18650 battery, and you don't have to buy some crazy proprietary battery to get your flashlight back up and running. I love the fact that it comes with all this extra stuff. It's just a fantastic light. If you guys are interested in this BSS V6 from Thrunite, I'll put a link in the description box down below. So until then, thanks for watching everybody. I hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now everybody.